was a fun series to cast with you. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think the gameplay spoke for itself. Grand final time now. You're sitting next to Mr. Johnnyboi. Give me your prediction so far. Can the Giants come up through the lower bracket? Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, there is a bracket reset as well. Just give me your thoughts after that series. Can Giants carry that momentum?
It's going to be tough. Giants did lose to Dignitas. That's why they're in the lower bracket in the first place. They've had a long day. I think that if they do get the bracket reset, which I'm going to peg them to get the bracket reset, I still think they lose in that final series just because of the sheer amount of Rocket League they've had to play today.
Well, I'm hugely on the Giants train. Ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a Monster Energy drink at home. Sit back. This is Grand Finals. This is the peak of Rocket League around the world, at least for Europe, if you're a North American fan and don't agree with that. Boys, take it away.
Thank you, CJ. Been an absolute pleasure casting with you. But, of course, it's time for Johnnyboi, the EU boy, they have to call him at this point, to come in.
Oh, you guys are a hard act to follow. I was having a great time watching that lower final. It's been a really interesting little break for me. You know, I was casting earlier on today, and then I was off for a couple. I took like a quick nap, woke up, and you guys were all talking about cakes. I'm thinking, what on earth's going on here? But it's been such a great tournament. Shout out again to BTS for making this possible, and all the teams for playing such phenomenal Rocket League. This, you know, if this grand final can be half as exciting as the lower final was, I'll be very, very happy. This is it's such an exciting matchup.
Pre-shout-outs to BTS. It's not even the end of the day, but their production is so fun to work with. Everybody on the talent team has been absolutely incredible. At least the EU talent team didn't watch enough of NA. I saw Johnnyboi, and he was all right. No, I'm kidding. They were great as well. Loved the entire thing.
Well, this is it, though. You know, if we get a bracket reset, I think Twitch chat are going to lose their minds, because it doesn't get better than this. Dignitas back on farm. Giants have just taken down Vitality at the very end of a 7-game thriller. But Dig have got to be the favorites here. They've got that series in the bag already. They're coming through that upper bracket. They've already done the hard work. Now they just have to finish off the task. They need to beat Giants in one of 2 best-of-7s.
Yeah, they've already had, 4 best-of-7s in a row that they've gone to Game 7. I should say. Absolutely ridiculous. Going to OT as well in that last one against Vitality. But we'll just see if maybe it was the Vitality curse in that they went to 2 Game 7s today.
You know, just like often is in these games, it's all backboard pressure play early on. Apparently Jack opens his scoring. It is just hard clear after hard clear for both teams. Unfortunately for Giants, Steak did not get the clear that he was looking for there. Apparently Jack is all over it. In off the bar, that's crucial. We've seen a lot of crossbar down and out today. That one's gone in.
It was also awesome to see Jurias. He didn't flip back. He didn't try and rotate out as fast as possible. He trusted that his teammates would get something near net, and that's what set it up with his roof pass.
Oh my, that was awkward for Steak. Thank goodness for him. The Panda was a bit late to that one. Now Zamway, 1v1 with Jorias. Jorias one of the best solo defenders in the world, but he can't keep out Steak, who helps out Zamway to put the ball into the net. Oh, what a pass, though. Zamway goes as high as he can, because that just puts it out of Jorias' reach. Look at how fast Steak got to that rebound as well.
Yeah, that's way in the advantage of the defender there to get up to that ball first, since he just needs to get underneath. He has the shortest path to that ball, and still Steak is faster than that, really putting a claim on that title of best KBM player in the world.
Yeah, I think he's got to be right now, especially after such a great 2020 that he's had. I mean, by the end of our LCS Season X, maybe that'll be more of a discussion, but right now, I don't think there's any argument there. Steak is just #1 for KBM. And maybe they could be #1 for BTS today if they can finish off, you know, the monumental task of beating Dignitas twice in a row today. I mean, with the run that Dignitas have had, even beating them once would be impressive. They look back at their best.
And nicely enough, they just feel warmed up into the series. They don't feel like they're slow starting. Maybe not going into those passing positions and playing as aggressively as they can, but playing comfortably, hitting the ball well, and just trusting each other.
Yeah, just like, you know, they're feeling each other out, just like is so common at the start of these high-pressure games, high-pressure series. Not a lot of passing going on. I would like to see a few more passes being sprinkled in there in the midfield, and especially in defense. Passing out of defense, such a key to relieving pressure, to clearing the ball and surprising the opposition when you do so.
And I have a question for you, Johnny. that. Might be interesting if this goal doesn't go in. Now, if these guys have obviously proven to be two of the best in EU right now, but if this was a LAN, what do you think this does for Giants and Dignitas? Who performs better on those live events?
Oh, wow, that's such a tough one. You know, I would have to think that Dignitas would have the edge because they've got Panda, who's won so many LANs. You know, the rest of this lobby, by comparison, are all complete novices when it comes to LAN gameplay. So if anything, I'd have to say it favors Dignitas more. But already, Giants are starting to find some advantages. It's the ground play of Itachi again. This is going to be great for you to see, Yummy. Look at that. Fakes out Jorius to get the goal near post. I mean, is this reminding you of Shotset 2019?
A little bit, but I think the advantage here between, you know, that team and this is Giants are always playing as fast as they possibly can. The number of shots they usually put on, and you saw it in the last series, the amount of times they challenge makes it so the defenders often play way too quickly. They expect a shot to come out early, and that makes those slow plays that much more deadly.
The backboard was open again there. Dignitas really need to be careful. As we saw for the first goal the Giants scored this game, you cannot delay your backboard defense against Giants. They get up so quickly for the rebound. Sidewall, backwall, doesn't matter. They are reading bounces incredibly early, and they're on form at the moment. This is easily, for me, a return to form for Giants and a peak that we've seen with from them with Itachi on the roster. Got a chance to talk to him earlier. What a great you know, insight he gave us to this new team. They just feel confident. They feel good today. They feel like they're in a slump before this, but now they're out of it. And they're playing some of their best Rocket League. Dignitas down by 1 with just about 10 seconds to go.
It's crazy to think the Giants would be slumping the way that they have been playing. Even at RCS getting solid results as well for what is a fairly new team. One last play there as Itachi does intercept that one and prevents Dignitas any chance of getting back in the game.
Yeah, that's just huge by Itachi. A monster read. Actually, Panda might be able to keep this up. Oh, he just let it roll a bit too far forward in the front of his car. And into the ground it goes. A good start for Giants, a good start for the lower bracket team. They need some momentum here. You know, their chances to win today, to win the tournament, would significantly increase if they can end this series, well, end this game, the first series, I should say, as fast as possible. If they can sweep this, or if they could 4-1 this, their chances in the second series after that bracket reset are significantly improved.
Yeah, especially with how marathon they've been throughout the day. I mean, a Game 7 OT, it's, yeah, sure, you're playing a lot of Rocket League, but a Game 7 OT gets your heart racing. You're at 160 beats per minute. No matter how cold as ice you are, there's always going to be that shakes. It takes a lot more energy out of you than even an overtime earlier on in a game. So they've got to figure out how to get through quickly just so that they have the energy for a second series.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked a little bit there about LAN performance. You know, one of the things that kind of relates to that is the prize money that's on the line here. Panda has won so much money in his Rocket League career. I don't think anyone would say that he's needing the dough that's on the line here, but the other players are. And there's 3 players on the Giants team who do want that money. Or maybe Panda does want it, but you know, they want it more, I'm sure, because they've got less prize money earned. They're still really pushing for that. Obviously, Panda still wants to prove that he can compete to this level. I am not at all saying that he's going to have a lower level of performance here, but you know, that motivation to prove yourself for the first time, it really does drive you know, rookie players to do incredible things. Just think Justin season 5 of RLCS, and
but you talk about
insanely mechanical players.
You talk about that, right? And you've got Dignitas with these 2 fresh-faced players as well that do have to prove themselves. That's been the strength of them, and it's also a kickoff goal for them.
And that's a great start as well. Getting Panda involved has been, I think, a big factor of their success today. It hasn't been just the rookies. Well, I call them rookies. They've got actually a lot of experience already, but, you know, compared to Panda, everyone in this lobby is pretty much a rookie competitively, because he's been around for so long, all the way since season 1, and, you know, been getting second place at RLCS season 2. You know, compared to him, they're definitely rookies, but it hasn't been all about them. It's definitely been a story today about Panda returning to form. And like he said, and like Cole said, he's been improving mechanically. I think that, you know, playing with young guys like Jack and Jorius is a great way for him to, you know, pick up some new skills, because the way that these young players come in and play the game is just so refreshing, and it's so clean to look at compared to the OGs.
Yeah, good old tall Cole, you know, there's the short Cole, redhead Cole, and there's tall Cole. He's really come out big for Violent Panda in this one. And I think it really is important that Violent Panda is able to step up for these young guns. You can't just be the leader anymore. It's like in other games where you have the leader that may not be as good mechanically as others. You can't afford that anymore in Rocket League. You have to have just all three players mechanically brilliant, all able to make plays their own.
Yeah, 100%. It's the same thing for Turbo over in NA. He's been improving mechanically, and his team has also elevated as a result of that. Not only because of that, but, you know, amongst other things. Now it's just time to see if Jack and Jorias will get a slice of the success. How about that? Jorias with a monster redirect. 2-0 Dignitas.
They've done so well on these passing plays all tournament long. Look how confident Jorias is to hang forward. And a laser beam mid-net gets them an early lead in game 2.
It's a phenomenal response as well. Having a 2-goal cushion is a big deal. Giants have had some clutch late equalizers today. And, you know, forcing them to now play a bit more aggressively before the final few seconds of the game. It might leave some more weaknesses for Dignitas to even pick up a 3rd goal, maybe more. Because their defense has been very impressive. This is, I think, the main thing for Dignitas these days. It was the main thing when Astral joined them way back in the day. Sorting out the defense was step 1 to becoming a solid team. And that seems to be, in my opinion, something that they've really focused on. Their communication is on point.
Yeah, and they will score more goals. Violent Panda alone at the backboard, making sure to lead by example here. That's an actual brilliant intercept as well on a touch.
Yeah, just solid. He just read the defense. He gets in the way of the clear. And that is a really fast recovery as well. He was powering through that dodge with his boost, that he wouldn't slow down at all. And he just beat Giants to a backboard rebound. It's not often that happens.
I think also leaning back on the statement about defense as well, that's usually what you have when you have those young mechanical players. They're usually the most aggressive players on the pitch. Even look at Itachi right now. The thing that they're missing is that defensive rotation most of the time. It's one of the more difficult concepts to wrap your head around playstyle-wise, and that's the sort of thing that Violent Panda does bring to the team.
Yeah, Panda, he said it himself in his interview earlier on. He's just been trying to teach these guys and help them learn how to rotate and how to play as a team, because that's all that they need. Is, you know, in his words, they don't need any help with the mechanical aspects of the game, and, you know, handling their own car and making plays. You know, you couldn't be more right about that. You know, I couldn't say it better myself. It's been insane watching this team really pick it up in the last few weeks. You know, they did pretty well in a great group stage recently, and now they're making a run, doing well in groups and the playoffs of BTS.
And they've got a very solid 3-0 lead, and they're finding that old form once again. The Dignitas, who won a regional championship after the previous regional EU event, they really flopped out until they got to that Worlds. Stake will have to make a save there, and even though they're 3 goals in the lead, Dignitas are not letting up one bit.
Yeah, this is sort of what I was saying. You know, the defense of Giants has been exposed on the counter-attack a few times because they know they really do have to start taking risks if they are going to come back here. Dignitas aren't throwing away free goals anymore. And more importantly, maybe, they're not just sitting back and letting Giants come at them, which is one of the things we saw a lot from Dignitas in RLCS Season X. They'll just sit in defense and they'll let the other team come at them for the entire game. But now they're really slotting in those challenges. Look at Panda's 3rd goal there. It wasn't just a great offensive play. It started with a really good defensive read, like you mentioned.
And Dignitas have been able to slow down the ball a lot, which is countering somewhat the Giants just straight going for 50s, going for challenges play, because they're kind of just waiting for those challenges to come in, which is probably maybe one of the downfalls that Vitality had against them. So game 2 looking very dominant here for Dignitas to take control and maybe prevent a bracket reset.
Yeah, this is huge. They've also kept a clean sheet up until now. I would love to see Dignitas really focus on holding on to that, just to deny Giants any kind of offensive success. Try to drain them as much as possible, and they should be able to pull it out. This is a pretty good position for Dignitas. Panda's out of boost, but everyone else is back in the net. Actually, just as I say that, they've got a momentary open net, but they will keep it clean all the way till the end. 3-0 Dignitas, and they've tied up the series.
I'd also really like to talk to Giants about those situations where they're struggling to find goals, whether they get super impatient as a team. Because that's usually what it feels like once they do get a couple down, that they then just push up and stop making as many plays to open up the net. Itachi doesn't get into those positions as much, and he's more just trying to force shots rather than make a big flip reset or a passing play.
Well, both teams have actually had some vulnerabilities on the backboard in
Mm.
games 1 and 2. Quite a lot of goals coming off backboard passes and rebounds. So that's going to be one thing for, well, especially Giants now coming off a 3-0 loss, that they're really going to want to make sure to shore up in case they do have any weaknesses there. But if they can just pick up one goal early on here, we might see a similar kind of shutout because overall both teams have been, playing pretty far back, and
Yeah.
it's been big interceptions, just hard reads that have started these counters, not necessarily throwaways of possession.
Yeah, and I guess when it comes to the possession game, you're usually going to favor the team that's not Giants because they do like to often throw that first man at the play as well, which is which when it works, when you do get that big dunk in your favor, it often leads to a goal. But if it doesn't, it gives a lot of room to Dignitas, which is dangerous if they can get those passes going, like we saw early on in the tournament when they got those big upsets to start with.
So game 3, you see Violent Panda's name twice there in the stands. Season 3 or season 4 and 5 champion, I should say, of RLCS.
Finalist in the season 6 as well.
Finalist in season 6, finalist in season 2. He's right there. Number 3 is in terms of like titles, all-time success. Only Turbo and K-Dop have his number there, and I don't see any of them on the field right now. That's a great passing play. Jack smashes it in, and it's a full team play all the way from defense to get things started.
You love to see it. It doesn't get better as a pass back than that. Absolutely drilled as fast as possible, right on the nose of your teammate, which gives them an easy shot, and it also makes it so much more difficult to intercept. Way too fast.
So it looks like Dignitas have figured out how to at least find some offensive success against Giants. And that's not a very helpful touch by Samway. He's really put his team in trouble here. Panda spotted the weakness and doubles up Dignitas' lead.
Pain. Zamway is much better than that touch implies. A Violent Panda was just circling. He does it all himself off the kickoff. And this is the situation we didn't want to see for Giants.
Yeah, this is a nightmare. I mean, in the last game, they went down early on. Some great plays from Dignitas. And then they ended up overextending just a bit too much and got hit on the counters again and again. Oh, what a pinch, though. That one's going to go in. Samway with an absolute rocket opens a scoring. That's the first goal for Giants in the last 2 games.
Zamway all the way. Itachi just has to watch, and so does apparently Jack. You love it. The Cuxia pinch has now been revived.
Just beautiful. What a play as well. Your team absolutely needs something there. And to make it even better, Jack was in the back corner when Samway hit that shot. He was all the way back, pretty much as far as he could be. The only reason that he couldn't get there is because Samway's hit it oh so hard. Almost perfect on the pinch. And
well, I guarantee you that they were calling for it. They knew that pinch was coming. You can see it come from a mile away. But that doesn't matter if the pinch is that good, that fast, that you still can't get back to net in time.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, like I said, I said almost perfect. It might have actually just been perfect in terms of how much power you can generate from there, because that one absolutely flew. And the wind-up, the actual time between him jumping and dodging into the ball, it wasn't a big window. It wasn't like he gave it away any earlier than he should have.
Well, that may be the opportunities for Giants to get back in, but it's still just one sneaky goal. And they'll need to find one extra here. Itachi hasn't been pushing up, and now Itachi's in a 2v1 situation in defense. If Violent Panda could have got the follow-up touch, it may have been the play to secure that 2-goal lead. Itachi just opting for a shot. Maybe a little bit too early in that play.
That's a great call from apparently Jack, though. There were a couple of defenders for Dignitas in the area. Jack called it early, and the confidence was there from his teammate to just leave it for him. Bit of
Bargy there in defense.
Yeah, a bit of a violence in defense here. but I don't think Dignitas are going to be too bothered by all that. They've still got a comfortable lead here. I say comfortable, but you know, it's just one goal. The only reason that they should feel good about this is because their rotation looks on point. They got caught with their pants down by a pinch. You know, that happens. when someone pulls out a solo play like that, you just have to, you know, give him a quick clap, a nice shot, and quick chat. But overall, Dignitas look very, very good right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Giants really like taking shots that are close to that net where you don't have time to respond. Dignitas are forcing them to take their shots early in the midfield, which gives them so much more time to defend. That's what makes them look relaxed here.
Yeah, they really are forcing Giants' hand. Final 2 minutes of the game already. And how many shots are Giants going to get? Oh, it's just got in! Well. I thought there was going to be a defender, but it looks like the last man might have been tripped on his way back here. Jack was trying to get back to the net, but did he get slowed down at all? Either way, bit of a momentary lapse there. 2 long shots have gone in to Dignitas goal.
And Giants scored a lot of long shots against Vitality too. Just kind of reeled them in close to their own backboard, and then all of a sudden scored a goal. No! Oh! You hate to see that.
Wow, the defense is just absolutely crumbled. Giants have just let Dignitas back in front after, I think, picking up a bit of a freebie with the long shot equalizer. They can't have been expecting that one to go in, and really, none of us expected that whiff on the back wall. That is just not acceptable at this level anymore. Will they get a chance to redeem themselves? Great challenge. Stake going for the mind game, unable to pull it off.
And Giants, they make Santa's red rosy cheeks look pale in comparison. They've got to be embarrassed by that one. Just a big miss. They were all trying to push out. And now, in a series where they've struggled to get some solid, consistent scoring, they have to equalize in this one. Stake will be the first one up. He's got a pre-jumping partner in Zamway. I mean, I guess they're feeling it. They're having a bit of fun with it, at least.
I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, you know? Sometimes you got to take some risks if you're going to win at this level, but I don't know about that one with over a minute left in the game. That's an extreme commitment to one play when there is time left on the clock. That being said, Giants have used it to pile on the pressure, and it has caused Dignitas defense to make a mistake. And can you believe it? It's a double commit to the corner, and then again, a lack of boost from Dig on the retreat.
Well, you did say they had to take some whisks, and they have been beating the defense in the last couple of plays. It's stiff competition right now, as I don't know how this manages to kind of go back and forth. We are seeing more mistakes in defense than I think we expected.
Yeah, this game definitely more than the 2 prior. The first 2 games were pretty clean, and you know, it was just Dignitas reading Giants' clears that enabled them to establish a big lead. Overall, I think both teams played very well. This game, though, clear mistakes in defense for both teams. Now it just comes down to who can clutch it up, who can forget about those mistakes and just move on to what's important and scoring the winning goal.
Yeah, I just love Jurias and apparently Jack, how they love to stand in front of the ball and just try and roof pass. It's again Jurias doing the exact same thing, just hanging up there. Now it's Itachi's turn. Maybe it's like a freestyle 1v1 competition where you each take turns going for that redirect.
Well, Jorius is pre-jumping as well there. I mean, no better time to do that than 0 seconds because it's so unlikely. Well, it's maybe not so unlikely these days, but it's definitely less likely that you're going to get punished for it. But I mean, if you had to pick one of these teams in a freestyle 1v1, I'd have to go with Dignitas. Jorius himself, he's just a highlight reel. But apparently Jack as well, he's got some tricks. And I mean, Panda might have scored goal of the day. This whole team, they've got some moves.
Man, and this is an important game, especially for Giants who want to try and finish this series as early as possible. So we'll be looking to see if they can do it. Itachi's got a 2v1, but beaten out by Jurias, holding that midfield line well. Violent Panda will be looking to secure the game and maybe the series if they can get, again, an early lead and make it a long one. 30 seconds into the play, and it's still not getting close enough to the net as the breakaway goes the other way and counter-attack City for Giants.
Jory is just escaping a nasty demo attempt. Now he's actually been pull shot into the ball by Panda. Now we've seen a few successful pull shots from teammates.
Wait.
Oh, no way! It's gone in! Once again, we all have to just say, what on earth is going on? Because Dignitas have been caught, not for the first time in the game, by a long shot. And that one actually just went straight through the challenge. I mean, Itachi's probably wondering if Dignitas have been sifting because that 50-50 was all too easy. I mean, he just powered straight through him. He even added some power to his shot. Jack, you think he'd be better at the 50-50s there, coming out of a 1v1 game, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Hey, you talk about gaps in the defense. That was a chasm. And Giants, I think 3 of their goals in that game was just, 3 of their goals is just hitting it from one end to the other and finding an open net. And they were doing that against Vitality. There's got to be a point in time where you have to recognize that Giants are able to generate a lot of power out of defense.
Yeah, I mean, they are hitting the ball very, very well. The second one, it dipped just underneath the bar on its way in, so it's a very well struck clear. I mean, this last one, it was a solid challenge from Itachi. I'm sure he didn't expect to be scoring off of it though. Maybe he thought they would have a chance on the counter attack, not just an immediate goal. But you can, of course, say just well played, Zamway, for the first one. That is just brilliant. Nothing that Dignitas can do about that. Overall, yes, definitely a weakness. They've been caught by hard clears multiple times in Game 3.
You hate to see it, especially as Dignitas were getting a lot of control kind of in that attacking half. And we said their defense looked good. They were forcing the shots far away from them. But, showing that Giants have multiple avenues to victory, multiple paths to take. And it seems that counterattack type strategy is what is going to work against Dignitas here.
Yeah, now, again, Giants get their noses in front. They had the 1-game lead. They lost it. Now they've got it back. That one was in a bit more crazy fashion. And that's, in fact, caused me more concern for Dignitas than the first loss that they had in this series.
Yep.
First loss, no big deal. They're playing pretty well. Giants got the better of them. That one, though, a lot of unforced errors. And, in a game like Rocket League where there's such a small margin for error, you have to be so, so careful.
Especially when Dignitas had the lead. They should know how to keep that. Even though maybe 2 of the more rookie members, apparently Jack and Jorias have been around the block to know, and especially Violent Panda, should know how to manage those leads with a few seconds remaining. Now, Vodafone Giants have started off this game a little bit better with the pressure that they've managed to build and the attack, the assault on the net that they were able to create early on.
I'm not sure what on earth Jack was planning there. Trying to make a play, maybe a redirect play off Joria's flip reset. Sets up. Dignitas are really trying to up the shot difficulty. Somebody needs to tell them you still only get 1 point. It doesn't matter how cool the goal is. But some of the stuff they've been trying today. Do they think we have a new scoring system in Rocket League? Yeah, we need to tell Verge to relay the message.
I have to go tell Dakota to put that in the next game mode. We saw that awesome bit from BTS, but in the break, maybe they were missing that suggestion: car, soccer, and 3-pointers.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. Yeah, I mean, if it was 3-pointers, if we're talking about distance rather than style, Giants would have crushed Dignitas in the last game. I think every goal came from their own half, so they would have absolutely smashed it. This is already looking better for Dignitas. They've not been caught out by hard clear, so it's an easy one to spot.
And a good clear comes out. Violent Panda has to get an interesting touch, but it's back into center for Zamway. It's interesting plays for Giants as they just kind of pushing up, but not really stretching a play into the distance. It's a good pass again from Zamway, but Dignitas are one of the best teams at these intercepts. Now they've got some solo time on the ball, but they didn't know who they wanted to finish it off.
Yeah, they see Itachi coming at them. That's probably going to be quite worrying. And what else is worrying? Stakes air dribble. Oh, the rebound from Zamway was a slow one. Thank goodness for Dig. But now Panda in a 1v1. And he's got the mechanical ability. How about that? Solo play. Panda puts the team on his back.
Oh, the best mechanical player according to Tall Cole, and he is just showing why today. This is the difference it makes of just somebody coming out and stepping up that little extra notch mechanically. Those likes of Violent Panda, or earlier in the year K-Dot when he had a huge performance. It just makes such a difference, and Violent Panda could be dragging them forward once again.
Oh, he definitely is. That was a great pass. It deserved a better shot to be attached to the end of it. Cole, he got the winning goal in crew battles. I'm sure that was the cherry on top of that victory for him. Can Panda do the same here today? I mean, nobody is looking here at Dignitas to see if Jack or Jorias are going to prove themselves mechanically. All eyes on Panda for that question. But Jack and Jorias, when we get to the business end of this series, that's when all eyes are going to switch to them. Can they produce the level that they've been playing at today under that pressure? Jack, almost! Comes in with a wild ceiling shot, but he just got a bit too high.
Oh, what a double dunk as well by Violent Panda. again stepping up with the challenges as Dignitas starting to get put under the pump here. It's a pass into center. Violent Panda has been very solid on defense. I think when you're talking about the defense for Dignitas and when it is wide open, it's usually one of Juria's or apparently Jack who have pushed a bit too far forward and left that one open. A pass attempt from Violent Panda to the left, and the demo from apparently Jack makes that pass work in totality. Juria's can't get the air dribble over the top. Stake is making the play. The other end, Stake's getting close, but again shut down. Apparently Jack good in that 1v1 situation.
Oh, there's Panda going to be able to do 1v2. No, he can't. He's bumped into the net, and the ball swiftly follows. Giants back in it, and unfortunately for Dignitas, it was just too much for Panda to handle. Can't really blame him there, though. It was a great capitalization on some chaos. Giants bumped Jack out of position and then smacked Panda into the net. Easy open goal.
Well, also Juria's dunked apparently Jack to make that happen in the first place. We've seen a few confusing plays across the day, and that is confusing enough at the other end. That doesn't. You don't get much better. It was clean, it was simple, but it works.
Yeah, this is just brilliant again. Panda had the goal to start off this game, and now he's assisted Jack's open net to put them ahead again. He really is showing up huge in the grand final here and all throughout this tournament. But with all these brand new players in RLCS Season X, all throughout this year of 2020, the mechanical ability has climbed in Rocket League like it has never done so before. And Panda, one of the veterans of the scene, is able to not only hang with that, but he's able to thrive.
I mean, yeah, there's so many people who just aren't able to keep up with the mechanics. I mean, even Cuxy is not on a top team anymore, and he's been one of the examples of players able to keep up with mechanics. But you still have Violent Panda hanging at the top, always somehow getting into these grand finals, no matter how dire the team situation seems to be earlier on. He's showing the captaincy. Verge as well, starting to make a real name for himself as a coach for Dignitas.
Yeah, we've got to give credit as well, not only to the offensive power that Violent Panda has brought to the team in this fourth game, but also the defense. Game 3, it was looking very, very flaky. Now they're showing up. Just I say it though, hold on a second. That was a naked crossbar, and luckily for Dignitas, Giants were not able to get in the area quickly, but they're still piling on the pressure here. Panda's there to clear it. 5 seconds left. It looks like it's going to need to be a 0-second play for Giants.
Oh yeah, this doesn't seem possible. Dignitas tie up the series, but we are starting to get closer and closer. Less gaps in the defense, Johnny.
Yeah, this is much better for Dig. And it really was just that game 3 that had me a little bit worried for them. Game 1, they lost it, but I don't think they looked bad at all. Games 2 and indeed game 4 here, Dignitas were the better team pretty clearly. But it was that third game where their defense just fell asleep. They were watching the ball fly over their heads. If they can avoid doing that for the rest of this first best of 7, I think they're the favorites. You know, outside of that really weird situation where multiple long shots are going in, looking like ranked games, yeah, I think that right now they're the better of the two teams.
And it's always interesting to see Giants always have the most shots on the board. They're always going for these midfield plays, these dunk plays, hitting the backboard a lot, but it's still not working when you have somebody like apparently Jack who loves to hang on that backboard, ready to defend. Their backboard defense getting better as the series goes on. Still a little shaky. We saw kind of a moment at the end of that one for Dignitas where somebody missed and they ended up having to go for a dive in front of their net off the backboard. But overall, it feels like it's clean up against Giants.
Yeah, so I think it is Giants who need to make some kind of play style adjustment here. They've had a lot of success this tournament with their, typical fast reads of bounces on walls, any surface pretty much. They just read it a lot quicker than your average team. But the ground play as well. We saw a little bit of it earlier on. I do wonder if that will be a focus, because if you're getting intercepted a lot, if the other team are reading your clears, don't hit the ball away at all. Just keep it close, play 50-50s in ground game. I've seen Giants have a lot of success with that already this tournament.
I want to see Giants go for a few more fake challenges at this point. They're playing a little bit into this Dignitas, or most importantly, into Jurias and apparently Jack, by going for these immediate challenges a lot of the time. And you can see, even in that situation right there against Jurias, it goes in the favor of those 1v1 players whenever that happens. Getting a fake challenge, they'll make the play, you can actually force something out instead.
Yeah, this just going to also be interesting to see how Jarius and Jack can play in game 6, 7. Oh my days. Well, there you go. Speaking about challenges and, you know, 1v1 players being good at them. This is why we were so shocked that apparently Jack was crushing a 50-50 to lose game number 1, or no, game number 3, sorry. He's returned the favor. This time it's not in OT, but it does put Dignitas in front.
And it's those kind of goals, those freebie sort of 50 goals that, you know, you're going for them, but you're not expecting necessarily to score a goal from it. Those are the ones that secure you series. Fireburner, a long history of taking NRG to regional wins based off that. And this is essentially a regional final. All EU up against each other right now in the grand final, and Dignitas could be doing it in a safe fashion with those 50s.
And you can tell by the quality of play, especially in the winner final, loser final, and now the grand final. These guys mean business. Tryhard Pants are on, and they have been on for a while now, but it's still so huge that Dignitas are able to now play at this level. If they can keep this up, then we might actually have a new EU team in that top flight as well. You've got to mention Solary taking down the Monaco Cup this week as well. That's another team in Europe who have been beating, you know, top EU squads. That was another stacked tournament that just happened this week. So EU definitely looking more competitive. Now that's an open net. Tachi can't get over the top of it, but somebody else might. Actually, Zamway and Sake both rotated out left and right, so no one was there in the middle.
That goal was begging. It really felt like a touchy. Should have had that one. Just misreads the bounds. Almost a demo and a touchy as well. Dignitas really searching for this second goal. And Zamway can't even get it past that midfield line. Violent Panda ensuring control here for Dignitas. As Jorius keeps this one forward as well. Stake to the corner, but apparently Jack breathing down his neck. He can feel the humidity on his collar. There's no real room for Giants to even get out at this point.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle. They've actually gone for air dribbling instead of dribbling, so I guess I was half right there, but at the same time completely wrong. Giants looking for any way out here, but Dignitas have got such a solid midfield line, and it makes sense that they would. If they can rotate and communicate properly, they've easily got the individual skill. They've easily got the brick wall kind of defense. I mean, this is like Dignitas of old. Nobody can get past them. Samway actually just skied a 50-50 into the Dignitas crossbar. It was similar to apparently Jack's goal earlier in this game. Now, Dignitas do need to be careful. They are pressing up very far here, trying to shut down Giants early. Gotta look out for those hard clears. Gotta look out for those big killers to the backboard. That's another one that's somewhat open, but look at the Panda recovering and saving the team once again.
That's the clutchness from clutchness. That's the clutch ability
yes.
coming out, as we call it in EU and Australia. The clutchness of Violent Panda coming to the fore. A minute 30 left. They keep the lead and may score a goal here. It takes 2 people to save it. Another pass into center, but too quick for apparently Jack.
Yeah, Dignitas looking ready to take the lead here for the first time in the grand final, but there's still a minute and change for Giants. They have to get their act together, though. They are being read just so well. And even when Dignitas did double commit and leave only Panda at the back, he was able to keep them out. Again, Panda, last man back. He puts in a huge hard clear. This is relieving so much pressure. Giants are running out of time.
It seems the strategy here for Dignitas is to let Jorius and apparently Jack just play solo, not commit too much. You know that they can have a lot of effect. That though, Violent Panda going for a very optimistic dunk in that front half. May have taken him out for a very long time. The Giants can't capitalize on that 3v2.
30 seconds left. Giants just trying to find a way past the halfway line. Never mind scoring into Dignitas goal. They'll take getting out of their half at the moment. Jarius flip reset, flick into a dunk. Not sure he meant it, but it's worked out pretty well. Kills more time off the clock. And now counter down the right-hand line. Giants will just try to get the ball into the middle, and they're past one. Jarius was out of the game briefly there. The crossbar saves Dig. It was an uncontested shot. Now a post is going to come into action. 5 seconds left.
Oh, the lead almost here for Dignitas, but can Giants take it away? It's open. The Jorius just avoids the demo. Dignitas go to match point, but they also go to Beyond the Summit 2 point.
Oh boy, they've got 2 championship points here. And, you know, they've done enough this weekend that no matter what happens from here, Panda, Jorius, Jack, the entire Dignitas support staff, and the whole team, they're going to be receiving nothing but praise for what they've been able to do here. But they need this for themselves. They've proved themselves. They've proved themselves they can compete at this level. They can beat the top level teams who don't even look like they're playing bad. Rocket League Giants have been playing great today. They've been playing great in this grand final. But Dig still want more. Muffin compares to lifting that trophy. And although we're on online Rocket League, there's no physical trophy. They have to get this win for Jack and Jorias to just really to know that they are top level Rocket League 3s players, and Panda to prove that he's still there, that he can still compete at this level.
He is. If you came in to this tournament and asked for predictions, and I talked about Dignitas, I'd think that'd be, but I think top 6 would be a big achievement back then, or maybe even Violent Panda being able to use his thumbs would have been a big achievement. And now he's showing that he not only is about to go into a potential championship win, but he's doing it as often the top scorer on what is considered a very mechanical team with both Jorias and apparently Jack meant to be the stars of the show.
Absolutely. It's not the win. And these aren't the wins that I'm sure even Dignitas fans imagine. Where everybody's been waiting for Jorias to pop off and 1v6 a lobby, and Jack likewise. But that's not been what Dignitas have done today. They've been such a well-balanced team, and it just goes to show, like you said earlier, Rocket League isn't all about enabling one carry anymore. If you can have 3 players who at any moment can pop off and make a huge play, you're going to have those insane runs like Dignitas of old. Nobody was the carry of that team. They were all playing, at the level of players who are in the conversation for best in the world.
Yeah, I mean, there were fights back and forth between everybody. Even analysts at Worlds would fight over who was meant to be the MVP at any point in time on that team. But I don't think there's too much of a fight. Violent Panda putting a big name for himself if he can close out this series. We're seeing Vodafone Giants go for a few more demos as well, and maybe try and upset those rotations that are coming out from especially apparently Jack and Jorias. But once again, Violent Panda, a really good challenge. Jorias an even better one. It's so open. Apparently Jack just needs to get in front. The ball not there in time, just too slow for the Giants, who were able to get back to defense. And now it's the other way. It's a long shot stake from one end to the other.
Can you believe it, Yummy? It's happened again. Stake straight down the middle. And, I mean, Jorias is not even close to that one. Fair play, it was pretty quick. That developed at an insane pace, but still, Dignitas have been caught, out of position several times here in this series. That's just another one, and that one, more importantly, puts them behind in Game 6.
Well, that was the positioning from Stake as well. He just hard went for that intercept, knowing that both of his teammates could cover the net. And, having more teamwork in the defense may be something that has been missing from the Giants, at least in the last couple of game losses that they have taken. That being said, Jorias now has an opportunity to tie it up once again. A touchy up to the task, and Violent Panda will keep it in here. Not much boost on Stake. In fact, 0 to be able to contend with. A good pass across. Violent Panda is there, the demo. A touchy again coming in big.
Yeah, great attempt there by Jack, but now that has taken 2 Dig players out of the game, and Samway will collect Itachi's pass and put it past the last member. It was a tough position for Panda to be in. There's a large gap there in the rotation because of the double commit to one offensive play, and that is just what happens when you take a risk.
And that was the patience we really needed from Samway to just wait for that shot, force Violent Panda up in the air before going. Oh, the mistakes, the disappointment. Oh no, I really, really hope Itachi's mum's not watching this.
Oh no. He's trying to keep control, Yummy. He wanted to dribble that ball into the corner. He didn't want to dodge into it and give it to the third man of Dig, who might be coming in to intercept once again. Oh my goodness, they've just done it again. I mean, we've had some criticisms of kickoffs recently, but how about that one? Just as risky as you can get. Dead ball kickoff, and we've got a player in the back corner going for boost. No way you catch up to that one. What a cheat though by Dig. That was about as close as you can cut it, and they have equalized just in the blink of an eye.
Please don't be Vodafone Giants. I don't want to hear it. They had the 2-goal lead, and it's just 2 big mistakes. One off the kickoff, it's instantly turned the other way. And Dignitas, thanking their lucky stars, they probably were even thinking about a Game 7 at that point.
Yeah, well, they were just thinking, right, let's just play this one out carefully. We've still got a lot of time left in the clock, and we've tied it up. Nice job, guys. Well played. I like that variation you've gone there. I was thinking myself about a throw in the game, but you know, you got a lot of options here when you got double O sound in your name for a team in Rocket League. A good interception there by Itachi. He was the only man back in the play. Now he's got the whole squad with him as he attacks the Dignitas goal. And I'm sure the crowd, everybody watching, would love to see this go to a Game 7. But Giants are not on the same page. That is another huge overcommitment. Itachi just got back in time.
I don't even know what to talk about this series. It's just become a game of mistakes on both ends for these goals to get into openings. It's only really been Violent Panda stepping up as the major solid factor for one team. Vodafone Giants often scrambling back, and they are good at that kind of defense, but it's also opening up opportunities for Dignitas.
I mean, it has happened before. We've seen Panda in so many finals, clutching it up and playing at the highest level possible. Unfortunately for Giants, you know, they've had some struggles in finals this season. So it does make sense that Panda would be the one player who looks like he's playing at his normal level. Although I wouldn't say that, you know, this entire tournament has been a step up. So is this the new normal for Panda? Are we just going to roll with that? I suppose so. Minute to go. Giants need a goal to get into that Game 7. But Dignitas, just after a minute has gone by, pick up the 1-goal lead. And it is just a terrible clear from Samway. He finds Jorias perfectly waiting in the halfway line.
He really, really wanted a touchy. That's the risk-taking that they like.
Yeah.
But it was not the pass that they wanted to go forward. And Dignitas, out of the depth of despair, out of Tartarus, have climbed all the way back up. 50 seconds left is all they need to do to hold on. Giants have been able to show that they can tie it up from this spot, but now it is hanging in the midfield. Jorias with the backflip. It's going the other way for Giants. 40 seconds for them to get back into the game. A double demo, but apparently Jack comes up big.
Huge interception by Jack. It's Panda who's just gluing the defense together for Dignitas. You want to see his nameplate in the goal whenever the ball goes along. Giants don't have the time now. They just need to get rid and try to throw everything at Dignitas. Their tournament life is on the line.
And Violent Panda still working hard in the defense. He's in the midfield. He's got himself caught awkward. Zamway, he almost had an opening stake, was looking for the demo. He still is. But Violent Panda don't need no boost, don't need anything. He just gets the clear with 3 seconds remaining. One last chance for Vodafone Giants. Or is it Dignitas? It is! Dignitas take it. They are the Summit 2 champions.
Oh my. We have a new contender in EU. Dignitas take down Endpoint. They take down Vitality, and now they take down Vodafone Giants back to back to back to top off. Also, a very successful group stage. You know, the reverse sweep loss to Galaxy Racer. That's a pretty close one to beating another very good team. They beat Giants in the group stage as well. And, of course, they 4-0'd BDS. What a tournament for Dignitas. Deserved winners here. They had a few times where they were caught out a little bit too far off their goal line. But, you know, apart from that, they showed immense class. Jorias and Jack have, I think, fulfilled their potential here. And Panda back at his best.
I mean, it's a story of all three. Violent Panda, MVP level performance, and for the other two, a huge one. And finally, we get a bar in front of CJ. Oh, I wanted his face, but he's gone. But looks like he's back. Welcome back, CJ.
What an incredible grand final. What a beautiful tournament, and what a way to top it off as well. Congratulations, obviously, to Dignitas. Just, guys, pretend I'm not here. I'm just going to let you guys analyze that series. Just take it away. Tell us what happened.
Well, I want to hear what your thoughts were.
Well, look, you know, it's the mental barrier. When you have a bracket reset, all right, Giants, obviously it was an incredible series, Giants versus Vitality, but when you have that mental barrier, the fact that you not only have to win a best of 7, you've got to then win another one on top. I think that, you know, when a push comes to shove, Dignitas, they were fresh. They knew they had, you know, a second chance. They played free. And as you said, Violent Panda, just super impressive. Everyone's been waiting for him to come back, you know, with his injuries and stuff like that. Him getting back into form has been, you know, exciting to watch. I love watching old veterans get back into form. But Johnnyboi, what were your thoughts as the series really progressed?
Oh man, I mean, it was just a bit of a weird one. I'm thinking, okay, Dignitas have got this. They look really good. They're clearly the better team in this matchup right now. Panda's making huge solo plays. The passing is working out really well for Dig. Compare that to Giants, who look a bit more disconnected by comparison. And Dignitas started losing some long shots, and I was a bit worried for them because if they're losing long goals and goals they really shouldn't be conceding in the middle of the series, I was worried that they're going to be throwing when it comes to the end of this one. But they really picked it up. They managed to just get all those mistakes out of their system, well, at least most of them. And then when it got down to game 6, they were still able to put on a top tier performance, a tournament winning performance.
I'm also really excited for this Dignitas team too, because apparently Jack and Jurias are some of the most beautiful souls in EU Rocket League.
Absolutely.
I love both of them. Really nice guys. We won't talk about Violent Panda. He still wants a boxing match with me at the next LAN. So it really hurts to talk him up. But I think Dignitas as well. That was a really, really messy series, a really messy grand final. They showed that they could win that, but they also showed that they could win much more clean series, much more midfield heavy series against the likes of Vitality. So they show that they can take down any playstyle in this tournament.
Well, it's been an absolutely incredible final day. In a moment, we're going to be having a member of Dignitas. I won't give it away for an interview, which is going to be exciting to hear their thoughts. However, guys, I just want to talk to you two for a second, Johnny Yummy, and everyone at home as well. Just, put some love in chat if you have enjoyed this tournament. It has been incredible and a fitting winner as well. Dignitas, as you said, they had to take down all of the top dogs to get here, but they did it. They managed to knock off Giants as well in the grand final. And here we have right now Jorius joining us on the line. Firstly, mate, congratulations on winning the Rocket League Summit 2.
Thank you.
It's succinct. I love it.
So how do you feel? Obviously, I'm sure you watched the losers final with the Giants taking on Vitality. It was a pretty crazy series. Were you pretty nervous? Sort of. Did you feel anything going into the grand final, knowing that Giants were looking pretty good going into that grand final? Were you nervous going into it, or the bracket reset really sort of helped your mentality there?
Me myself, I was a bit nervous against Giants because Giants is for me, a team that could pop off, and we were actually talking in the team who we'd rather have, and Panda and I both said Vitality because we both think Vitality, it's possible that we lose a series, but we don't think it can happen twice. But Giants is a team that could just pop off on the day, and we'd be this could get difficult. But of course, with the bracket reset under our belt, it still was we're pretty confident that we could beat them.
And so I remember.
Sorry, Yummy. Just listen for a moment, Yummy. You're talking too much today.
Johnny,
you've got to tell me. You've actually just proven to the entire world that 1v1 mains can actually play 3v3. So you've probably inspired a whole bunch of ball chasers and ones to actually try playing with teammates. How does it feel to be graduated to the title of threes main?
It feels great, actually. I actually got quite. It's gotten quite annoying being called a ones main every single time I play with threes. So yeah, it feels good. Just move away from that and actually become good in threes as well, and not just be looked at as someone that's good in ones and not in threes. So
listen, you can call out Gibbs directly for that one. He's the one who has to stop calling everyone ones mains. But when you were 2 goals down in that final game, and you see the best own goal of all time followed by a kickoff goal, how are you feeling there? You just think at that point you've got it all?
I don't remember. Oh, wait, yeah, I remember. Wait, no. Wait, you mean the Itachi own goal? And then,
the Itachi failed.
Yeah, it was that was when that happened, we were like, I mean, we can't lose this anymore, right? We just, got given such a gift, it's Christmas, we just got such a gift, an own goal. Own goal, and then a kickoff goal, we can't lose this anymore. We've gotten quite a bit, quite lucky now. I mean, it's basically in the bag at that point.
Well, it's been a pleasure, mate. Congratulations on the win. I'll just leave you with something. Do you have anything to say to your fans or, the Dignitas fans watching at home? Any final words for them?
Freeze mains, people that are pro in freeze and now are getting, once mains are transferring over because of this. I am so sorry.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all.
Thanks so much, Joris. Make sure to check out his Twitch stream as well. He streams on the regular. Super exciting mechanical player to watch, and the team's doing big things. So congratulations on the tournament win, and have a good Christmas.
You too, all of you.
What a legend.
What a man. What a man. What a man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is unfortunately, and I definitely say unfortunately, the end of the Rocket League Summit 2 EU edition and NA, I guess. It's been a beautiful week, lads. Johnny, I'll start with you. I'll give you the floor. Do you have anything to say? This is it. We're wrapping it up now. What were your thoughts on the week? Do you have any final words?
Well, you know, with a year this, or the end of a year this completely packed with Rocket League 3v3 tournaments, it's hard to imagine a better way to end it all. With Dignitas winning for the first time in I don't know how long, and also just have BTS back again. Rocket League Summit 2, every bit as exciting as the first one was. And yeah, again, just shout out to them. Shout out to Psyonix for making all this possible.
Yummy, hit us up. What do you got for us?
Well, I'm starting to lose my voice after, 2 Game 7 overtimes and a big grand final as well. But I want to have a huge shout out. All the talent was absolutely amazing. But I want to give the biggest shout out to BTS themselves, bringing me on, bringing all of us on, making the best decisions possible, and just a real pleasure to work with. I've never had such an easygoing time with anyone. They're absolute legends, and I look forward to way more summits in the future. Probably my favorite one of the year.
Well said. Absolutely. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you to all the production as well. And yeah, as you said, everyone behind the scenes. Absolutely love working with these guys. Very sad it's over. I think it's been an unbelievable week for both North America and Europe. But as always, a big thanks to Duke.gg and Monster Energy. They've been pumping us up all week, fueling us, keeping us hyped. And I think they must have been fueling the players as well, because some of those series, particularly in Europe, were absolutely incredible. I'm sure North America was unbelievable as well. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the Rocket League Summit 2. Don't worry though, I'm sure we'll be back with more events. Beyond the Summit, we'll be back with more events next year. But that's it for us. We've got to recap now. We'll just wave it off, I guess, guys. We'll wave it off. It's always sad to finish an event, but that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed Rocket League Summit 2. What an awesome week, and stay tuned for more in 2021.